Disclaimer, this podcast is all about real conversations. Raw, authentic, and unscripted. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in raw conversations are solely those of the host and the guests. If you're struggling, please reach out to someone qualified. And remember, take what helps, leave what doesn't. Welcome to the circle. Let's keep it raw, real, and respectful. Welcome back to another episode of Raw Conversations with me, Herald Kavuala. MMA saved my life. That's a statement we've heard time and time again. At this point in time, some might even say it's cliche, but it's true. In my own personal life, MMA did not only save my life, but it's actually changed my life. It changed how I viewed things in this life. Now, for people that aren't really into the world of mixed martial arts, you're probably thinking MMA is the UFC. The UFC is just an organization. MMA is mixed martial arts. Now, that's your kickboxing, that's your boxing, your wrestling, your jiu-jitsu, your taekwondo. All that it all encompasses into the world of MMA. And that's what changed my life. I did K1 for 7 years. I did K1, that's kickboxing. And then I later on transitioned into MMA for another 4 or 5 years. In there, I did jiu-jitsu, I did wrestling as well, and my kickboxing as well. So just being in that world alone changed how I viewed life, changed how I approached things in life. Now I'm going to play a video for you here that will give you guys a deeper understanding of what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm doing this to add credibility to what I'm trying to pass on here, which is that MMA is something that you really want to invest your time in, especially as a man, as a young man that's coming up in this world. Times are changing, things are getting harder, things are getting tougher. We're now in a time in which one source of income is not enough. You're now in a time where you need to have multiple jobs, you need to have multiple stream of income. We're now in a world where you have to be skilled in enhancement. You have to be able to do electrical. You need to be able to do something like mechanic, plumbing, because AI is somehow taking over the world. So we're in a time where you really have to be a man. You need to be able to have mental strength. That's the word I'm looking for, to be able to have mental strength. So just jump in this video and let's see.
When I was a kid, my martial arts instructor told me this that I'll never forget, and I say it all the time. Martial arts are a vehicle for developing your human potential. Through that struggle, through that difficult thing, you will learn how to be better at everything. 100%. 100%. That's what I think life is about, and that's why martial arts are so exciting to me. I always describe martial arts, mixed martial arts in particular, as high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. That's what it is. It's problem solving with dire physical consequences.
Okay, so what does Joe Rogan mean by problem solving with dire consequences? You get to a point where you feel like you can't do it anymore. Your mind denies. In fact, not even your mind, your body gets to a point where your body says, you know what, we can't do this anymore. Okay, but then your mind is at the point where the mind tells you that that's just a feeling. That's just a feeling that you can overcome. That's just a feeling that you can put aside. That's just a feeling that you can be able to suppress, so you can keep doing what you need to do. That's what I understand by him saying it's problem solving with dire consequences, because then your body can't take it anymore, but you have to get through it. And MMA teaches you that. Now, a lot of people think MMA is just a bunch of guys who have anger issues and just want to deal with their anger issues by inflicting pain on another man through physical harm and torture, punching each other in the face, kicking each other and elbowing each other in the face, throwing each other around and all that stuff. But that's not what it is. There's actually more to that. It's us telling ourselves that, look, pain is temporal. Pain is temporal. It's what you are after that's more important. And in the world of MMA, it's the victory that you want. The moment that lock that cage, it's you and that one person. And you're like, hey, either I take you out or you take me out, but at the end of the day, one of us has to come a winner. And that's the beauty with MMA, because then in real life, for example, sports, I did rugby in high school. And the difference between rugby made me confident. That's one thing I can say for sure. Rugby made me a confident person because then I was able to walk with my chest out and head held high. Moving forward, at least, I'm able to endure some physical pain as a man. It made me confident, but then kickboxing made me smarter, made me more mentally strong, because then with rugby, if you're tired, you can get substituted and you can go rest. If you get injured, you can be replaced by someone else and you can go get yourself taken care of. In the world of MMA, they're locked at cage. And the only way out of there, either you come out of there a winner or you come out of there a loser. Either you're going to come out of there injured or you're going to come out of there okay. But at the end of the day, there is no substitute. At the end of the day, just because you broke your nose doesn't mean you're going to pull up a fight. That's the mindset. That's the mindset that you will acquire from doing MMA. And another thing, to come back to people assuming that because you do MMA, then you got anger issues or you have self-hate or whatever the case may be. I'm going to play a video right now of one of the greatest fighters who ever lived, according to my books, GSP. GSP is also one of the UFC fighters, one of the best UFC fighters I've ever watched before. And then you get to see an emotional side of MMA side where a lot of people don't think exists amongst MMA fighters. People just think MMA fighters are monsters who just enjoy killing each other and go mad and scream at each other. But here's a part of GSP where it tells you that he actually just learns to love himself, which is something that is overlooked in amongst us fighters. People just think, like I said, we are ruthless and barbaric and just want to kill each other. But no, it runs deeper than that. And that's the beauty of MMA. That's why I personally encourage any single person to try the sport. Even if it's just one fight, get it. And if you don't want to fight, at least train. Do some sparring sessions with your friends. But try it, Try it. All right, let's get to this.
The confidence that martial arts give me, because I started when I was very young, and it saved my life, because I started when I was bullied in school. So looking at myself in the mirror, and I didn't like myself. I didn't like what I saw in myself, because I wanted to change my environment. Martial art taught me that if you want to change your environment, you want to change yourself, you need to love yourself first. And I learned how to love myself. I didn't love right away in the beginning who I was, but I love who I could become.
And that's a side people don't talk about quite often. How you discover who you are as a person, how you learn to love yourself as a person. And MMA, the world of MMA, allows you to get to that point in life. It allows you to actually see the other facets of who you can be. Imagine fight camp. I'll just use fight camp as an example. I've been in fight camp. I've had a few fights as an amateur. In fight camp, they put you through the ring. You're preparing for a fight. So there is no time for you to complain. There is no time for you to say, I'm tired. There's no time for you to say, my hand is broken. You train through all that stuff, and your mind unlocks different levels, because your mind is like, damn, man. Even with a broken arm, we were still able to train. Even with our chest feeling clogged, feeling as though there's no air, you were still able to do the bike, this assault bike. Even when your arms were tired, you were still able to do the cables, Your mind gets to a point where it just unlocks different levels of strength. It unlocks different levels of, pain. You can tolerate more. I'm at the point in my life where someone pisses me off, I don't fight. I just say, you know what, it's cool. I'll walk away, because I know what I'm capable to do. I'm capable of doing. The amount of confidence that I've built in myself over the years is just to a point where you piss me off, I'm like, okay, cool. will move on in my life, especially if I know that you're not trained, especially if I know that you're not capable of defending yourself. I'm not going to get into physical combat with you, knowing full well that I will break you. Yeah, so you piss me off, take a bow, and move on in my life, because I'm confident in myself, because I know my capabilities, because mentally the things you say cannot disturb me. That's why even in today's society, in the world of whatever you put out there in the internet, you're allowing yourself, exposing yourself for commentary, you're exposing yourself for harsh words, you're exposing yourself to anything that anyone says on the internet, basically. You need to have a strong mind to be able to endure all that negative remarks you get from people. Not everyone likes what I'm doing. Not everyone likes podcasting. Not everyone wants to watch podcasting. People are definitely going to hate on me. But then because my mind is strong enough, I'm not going to just take that to heart and be like, someone says I don't like how I sound, or someone says I don't like how I look. I could care less. I genuinely could care less. Because, hey man, I've been beat. I've had my kneecap displaced. I've had my shoulder tear. I've had so much happen to me to a point where there's no words that can actually cause me any pain. You get fortified in the world of MMA. Again, MMA is not the UFC. MMA is mixed martial arts, and that can be taekwondo, jits, boxing, wrestling. There's a lot. There's karate. So try something, is what I'm trying to say. Try any form of martial arts. Try it. Especially as a young man coming up, you really want to be strong mentally. You really want to be strong physically. You want to be able to do 60 push-ups within a minute. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to carry your partner, and not have to worry about breaking your back. You want to be able to walk up straight, chest out, shoulders broad. That's what you want as a man. I'm going to play this last video right now. And this is just to inspire you guys, to let you know that let's toughen up in this world.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning, until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that I could get better at stuff, that I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was in a f***ed up situation. But you could channel all that energy that you have as a young person into something and get better at it. And then all of a sudden people admired me. I was like, this is crazy. So I went from being someone who was incredibly insecure to someone who was really successful at this one thing that was very dangerous, that other people were scared of. And that gave me immense confidence and also a real understanding of the direct correlation between hard work and success.
Now, just to elaborate a bit more on what you're going to mean between hard work and success. Hard work doesn't happen overnight. Hard work doesn't happen with just a few clicks on a tablet or on your computer. Hard work requires sleepless nights. Hard work requires a mind that's strong enough to endure rejection, strong enough to endure disappointment. Look, you will put money in certain project and it will fail. You will take a chance at investing into something that might go sideways. Right now, all that stuff requires you to be able to be strong enough to handle that, to be strong enough to withstand that, to be able to be strong enough to say, you know what, I will try again. I'm not going to say I failed, right? But this is actually my third attempt at this podcast world. This is actually my third attempt at this podcast world. And the reason why I have this confidence is because I'm like, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? Nothing. All right, this is my third attempt, and I'm doing it with confidence because there's nothing to lose. Now, had I had a weak mind, after the first attempt, I'd be like, you know what, this is not for me. I give up. Because, look, man, there's so many reasons not to try something new. But again, there's also so many reasons to try something new. There's a story that I'll always have in my life that drives me. And there's a story I'm going to share with you guys. There was a drunk father with two sons. One ended up being a drunkard because his father was a drunkard. Another one ended up not being a drunkard because his father was a drunkard. The situation you are in has two different outcomes. It's up to you to choose which outcome you decide to go for. Just because you fail at something one time doesn't mean you'll fail at it. Doesn't mean you'll keep failing at it. It just means that, look, you can get up and try it again. Or you can give up. I chose to try again. And again. Yeah. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep trying and trying again. Eventually, if it doesn't work out, I'll be like, you know what? It was worth the try. But I didn't give up because it felt hard. I gave up because I realized it wasn't the direction for me. That would be the only reason why I would give up or stop doing the podcast. So, my closing statement would be this. To anyone watching this, whether you're male or female, this has nothing to do with gender. Try MMA. Try MMA. Even if it's just one fight. Try. As a man, this shouldn't even be something you even think about. This is something you should do. Have one experience. Get into one fight. One professional fight. Not street fighting. That's nothing. One professional fight where you're in a ring or a cage or an open mat and you face someone one-on-one, someone who had the same training that you went through. Someone who's going to fight you with the same skill set that you're going to fight them at. Someone who probably weighs the same weight as you. You definitely need to have that experience in your life. It's thrilling to get bit in the face and to bit someone in the face. It's mind-blowing. It feels great. I mean, I'm just thinking about it right now. It just makes me want to go back into fight game right now for a fight. I haven't fought in 2 years. But every single day I wake up, I want to fight. And not because I've got anger issues, but just because it's exhilarating. The rush, the thrill, the adrenaline that builds up in me is just amazing. It's an amazing feeling to have. You come out of there stronger. You come out of there fresh, revitalized. You come out of there a new person. So please, try MMA. It's going to not only save your life, it's going to change your mindset. It's going to change how you do things and make you a stronger person. If this episode spoke to you, if it even lit a little fire in you, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like the episode. Comment. I try my utmost best to interact with each and every single comment out there, regardless of what it is. Whether you are making a mockery of me, whether you are mocking me, whether you're appreciating me, whether you're giving me a new topic to touch on, or whether you are educating me, on certain things that I might have missed here and there. I definitely comment. And we can have a conversation in there. And also, please share this with your friends, share this with your family, share this with someone that you believe needs to hear this. And I thank you so much for watching this episode. Keep your head up and stay strong. And I'll catch you in the next one.